Good morning. I literally woke up half an hour ago, so... And I haven't finished my coffee yet, but we're here, and I mean, I have to leave in 3 hours and 15 minutes, so yeah, let's get started. Okay. While everyone is awaiting the demigod of strife to emerge from the trial, something unexpected happens. The Trailblazer squad immediately follows Mighty into the trial and rescues Finon, who is trapped inside. Just as everyone breathes a sigh of relief, a new problem arises. Mighty had to shoulder the burden of strife, but the Kremnoans would never willingly give up the core flame to their old foe Okama. In an attempt to gain a better understanding, he decides to first seek advice from his teacher Krateros, a veteran of Kremnos. The two part on bad terms. Meanwhile, Trian and Castoris are dispatched to the Grove of Epiphany as diplomatic envoys of Okama. When they arrive, they discover to their surprise that the black tide has struck, and they fight a mysterious swordmaster. In the end, they manage to rescue Anaxa and the core flame that he carries. While everyone is on their way back within the city of Okama, Krateros is arrested for abducting Trinon and trespassing on forbidden grounds. Under Mighty's mediation, Tribi and her sisters agree to reveal their memories in order to facilitate reconciliation between Kremnoans and Okamans. Unexpectedly, just as Tribi and her sisters are about to meet the Time Titan Oronex and repair their memories, they encounter the mysterious Swordmaster yet again. Trian sacrifices herself and falls with the Titan to protect her companions. In order to take back the core flame, everyone set up a plan to seal the Swordmaster. The plan suffers multiple setbacks, but Mighty returns as the demigod of strife and helps everyone reclaim the core flame. Not long after, he successfully persuades his people to let go of their prejudices against Okama. He says goodbye to everyone and returns home to join the front line against the Black Tide. On the other side, everyone holds a simple funeral for Trian, who exhausted her divine powers and turned her and turned into a doll. Having accepted Trian's last wish, the group continues on the path of the flame chase journey. Yes, go now. I already miss Mighty again.
It's still early. Where to now?
Oh. Excuse me? Why are we starting here? Exactly. Trivios's memory has unveiled the very first prophecy. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. Only one will live till the end, and they alone will witness Iranova. If I take on Oronix's trial, will the prophecy come to pass for me as well? Okay, that's good. Some clarification on that. Because I really thought that only went for Trivi, or well, Trivios. Because, everyone gets a prophecy, so why does she get a prophecy about everyone? But, okay. At least it's clarified. Regardless, I must give Aglaya an answer. Some time ago.
Ah, it's you, Cass. I finished the anthology of poems you lent me. Here it is.
I thought you'd be too preoccupied to find time for reading.
Precisely because of these obligations, I felt compelled to read it swiftly.
Wouldn't all these preoccupations slow your pace?
On the contrary, knowing that time is limited can push one to overcome their limitations. The weight of these responsibilities seems to have enhanced my reading efficiency.
I understand completely. During my time at the Grove, the closer exams drew, the more efficient I became at tackling everyday mundane tasks. Anything but my actual studies.
Same, girl.
Precisely. As I remember, you and Phainon were both disciples of the new Sporists. I assume that Anaxa's exams were as unreasonable as the man himself, correct?
The courses Professor Anaxa taught were Introduction to Alchemy and History of Mythology. And to be perfectly honest, those two courses were the students' greatest nightmares.
Of course, alchemy.
The History of Mythology, taught by the blasphemous great performer himself. I can imagine their fear.
Now that I think about it, students would often rush to the podium during class to challenge him on those blasphemous ideas. May I ask, Lady Aglaya, has your relationship with Professor Anaxa always been like this?
He openly dismisses people's faith and questions the very justification of the flame chase journey. Our positions have been destined to be at odds. While you were studying there, I assume you must have heard of his nickname.
A Dromus draped in finery?
As I see it, this nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas.
Oh god. It's that bad.
Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold a certain respect for his nature as a scholar. To remain true to his principles, he is unafraid to stand opposed to the world, and that requires considerable resolve. Anaxagoras' life is almost like a satire. As a Chrysos heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy, while he disrespects the gods.
The gods have chosen him.
He was indeed chosen by Circes. Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter.
With all due respect, I'd like to know what you plan to do with him.
In light of his assistance in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the core flame. However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures.
Just as I feared.
The Flame Chase journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect, I trust that Anaxagoras will make the right decision.
Still, I can't help but hope for another possibility. Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations, now that he knows time is limited.
I understand your stance. Let's continue this discussion another time. But now, let's greet our guest.
Me.
You're here.
Yep.
Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial?
I'm still on the fence.
I understand. It was the sacred beast's idea, after all. However, it warrants careful consideration, given their intricate ties to the Titan.
Memmy mem, memmy mem 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 mem, memmy mem memmy mem.
Thanks to you, I've evolved from a little dog into a sacred beast.
Surrendering the core flame is a Chrysos heir's
You-
duty. Your selfless assistance is deeply appreciated. However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the trial. Becoming a demigod means forsaking your humanity. You will inherit Orynyx's divinity and bear the time of Amphorius, all on your own. From that point onward, your fate will be forever intertwined with ours, never to be separated again, until the end of Genesis.
Are you trying to talk me out of it?
On the contrary, you are the only one who qualifies to attain divinity. Yet, for that very reason, I do not wish to pressure you.
Is there a plan B?
It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, I am willing to lower my expectations. There are still many priests of Yanissopolis and their descendants in the city. If I'm left with no other option, I'll try to find someone worthy among them.
Seems like a shot in the dark.
Memmy?
Exactly, we can't have the civilians bear the risk, can we? We've come so far, and everyone is counting on you to be their hero. As for the trial, you have nothing to fear. The Time Titan may be willful at times, but they never caused us any harm. Myth has it that Orynyx opposes mortals, but to me, they just seem a bit timid, like a child.
It looks like you know that Titan rather well.
Oddly enough, I don't remember ever meeting them, but the moment I saw Kalos, Orynyx's memories were already in my head.
Memories that exist outside of your own experiences.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch for Mem's words. When I was in the Abyss, I heard the Titan's groans, full of pain and grievances, yet without any ill will.
I trust you all to make the right call.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the Path Chamber and get some rest. Trinem will call for you when the ceremony is ready.
I'm so stressed.
It is difficult for me, as the guide, to absolve myself from blame for things to have progressed to this point. Time and again, you have risen to the occasion for Akima. Merely rewarding you with some honeydew is no longer able to express the extent of our gratitude. When the dust settles, I hope that we'll have the chance to have a long chat regarding your return journey and the curse of the sky. It's about time that we lift the taboo and discuss things openly.
You're the one who imposed the taboo. Before leaving, I should go and say hi to Castoris. Is Aglaya not here anymore? Apparently not. She disappeared.
Mister, may everything go well for you and Mem.
You need Aglaya for something too?
It's nothing. I only came to discuss some matters with Lady Aglaya. Previously, I lent her an anthology of poems that Lady Trianne had gifted to me. Tracing back, this anthology was something left for Lady Trianne by a bard before their passing. Although personal properties should be cleared out once their owner has passed on, Lady Trianne gave this book to me since she knew how much I liked to read.
Can you tell me more about this book?
It just contains an allegory.
Oh god.
In a faraway land, in a city known as Styxia, a dragon corrupted by the black tide descended one day, swooping upon the city like death itself.
I won't say it.
It swallowed the princess of the city whole before it was suppressed. After taking down the evil dragon, the warriors discovered that the princess's life had already met its end. Overwhelmed by grief, the queen hired an alchemist to resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood.
Oh god.
However, having lost memories of her previous life, the resurrected princess turned into an evil dragon herself and wreaked havoc on the city. As a result, the prosperous Styxia met its demise.
Okay, I understand. Why is this so monster coded though? Okay, so Castoris. She's based on a mythology character called Castor. And Castor had a brother. His brother's name is Pollux. I think that's how you pronounce it in English. And her dragon thingy that she has as her memo sprite is called Pollux. So, resurrect the princess using the dragon's flesh and blood. However, having lost memories of her previous life, the resurrected princess turned into an evil dragon herself and wreaked havoc on the city. So is she in this allegory, of course? I'm not sure how much of it translates to real life, like as a one-to-one. Is she like the sister of this princess? And so her memo sprite is literally her sister. As soon as I heard that in the live stream, I was like, no way. So there's Pollux. What a dark story. It mustn't have been easy for Cass to narrate this story so calmly.
The author of this book is Archepia, a wandering bard who traveled to many cities. Among the things she left behind are poems, dictionaries, and many tragicomedy scripts. She even clearly underlined and took notes in books that covered myths with her elegant handwriting. While flipping through these books, I felt like I was afforded a glimpse into the life of Archepia. It felt just like I was traveling with someone that I'd never met before.
Also, adding on to that, because I realized I didn't explain. I mean, if I don't vocalize my thoughts, people can't know what I'm thinking. But, and about a sister, a possible sister, that's exactly what I think she keeps saying that she had stolen from her by Thanatos. So maybe the dragon in this story, the dragon corrupted by the Black Tide, is referring to Thanatos. So maybe Thanatos is already corrupted by the Black Tide. I mean, nobody knows where they are, so...
It was as if she had yet to pass on, and was still alive.
No one goes through life without leaving their mark behind.
That's right. Writing, drawing, and taking photographs. It seems like human nature to try and leave records of things. Speaking of taking photographs, when I was helping you to take the photo previously, I did not look through the photos in your photo stone out of courtesy. But
Oh god.
I'm also very curious about the story of the Rosy Celestial Maiden.
I guess I can show you, March.
Despite having visited many cities in Amphorius,
I don't see why
I
not.
still understand nothing about the world beyond the sky. If there is an opportunity, forget it. Let's talk about this in the future. For now, I only hope that you'll be able to complete the trial safely and obtain Orynyx's blessing.
Thank you. Don't think there's anything else to do here. Time to go back and talk to Danhung.
May you complete the trial safely and
Yep. La 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 la.
I'd love to go in and take a look.
La la la. Give me a second. Oh, great. I was forgetting when was the last time I did that. So yeah. For a second I thought that was Sunday. That was so weird. Also, what are these things? Because I keep picking them up, but I never read them. Where are they? This one. Is Danhung writing this? Interesting. Well, that's a nice recap for anyone. Citizens Assembly.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time. This is something that the both of you should probably know.
Some good news.
Good news? I wouldn't call it that.
Well, you sound so chipper. Do you remember the Council of Elders that was on our heels previously? Seems they've made their move.
Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Amphorius, made up of different city representatives. They hold legislative power over the Holy City, and are in charge of presiding over the Citizens' Assembly held once every few years. This is the most important social event of Akima. It is highly influential, and can even affect what happens to the Flame Chase journey.
So Glaya doesn't actually call the shots?
Despite her vision and wisdom that spans across thousands of years, even she cannot win over the hearts of everyone.
I'll say this just because I wanna hear what he says. I have never once passed my sociology class. Perhaps you should retake some exams next time we visit Paperfold University. Tell me more about the Citizens' Assembly.
Every 5 to 10 years, the Council of Elders organizes a Citizens' Assembly at Dawncloud. During the assembly, the representatives will vote on major issues, such as whether the Chrysos heirs led by Aglaya should still hold the right to govern the Holy City, and whether the Titan's conquest should continue.
It sounds like some sort of system to balance the heroes and the mortals.
That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the Citizens' Assembly as a way to restrain the Chrysos heirs and hope to take complete control over the Flame Chase journey. We can refer to them as the opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the voices supporting the opposition have been growing stronger in the shadows. It's only thanks to Aglaya that the Flame Chase journey has been able to continue to this day. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner, but this time, there seems to be a new variable to the situation.
Is it us? No. Although we might be mentioned, the Council of Elders has another target in mind.
I'm afraid that the Council of Elders might want to take advantage of Professor Anaxa.
Yeah.
Aglaya will surely take back Cersei's core flame, but with Anaxa's current condition, it's so unique that nobody knows how taking the core flame away from him will affect him.
Yeah. I suspect that if we take it away, then he's just dead.
He has always been someone that is only concerned about his own research. I'm certain that he must want to escape from the monitoring of the Golden Thread and protect himself. If the opposition were to offer an olive branch at this time.
But he's smart. He would know. You suspect he might betray the Flame Chase journey and defect toward the Council of Elders.
Anaxa has never believed in the prophecy, so technically it cannot be considered a betrayal. However, he has taught many Chrysos heirs, and has long been considered an important ally of Akuma. I truly do not wish to see comrades turning on one another.
I have a better understanding of the full picture now. Is there anything that we can do?
As I believe in his character, I plan to plead with Aglaya and try to buy more time for him. Then, the greatest way in which you can help is for you to know what I am fighting for.
We understand. Thank you for being honest with us. Things are piling up again. Kalis and Mem are tied up with Ornyx's trial, and while I'm preparing to visit the grove to uncover clues about the world beyond the sky. That's weird sentence structure. Let's just take things one step at a time.
Allow me to apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you. I hope that Ornyx will show more benevolence and be more accommodating. I remember that they seemed quite fond of you back in the Abyss.
Yeah.
Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex in a few days. Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
Oh. Study of the Citizens' Assembly. Democratic politics have always fascinated citizens of different city-states in Amphorius. When Akuma was first established, its democracy was limited to a privileged minority. However, through ongoing reforms, the Okuman Citizens' Assembly took to the stage, transforming Okuma's governance into a democracy for all, where the Citizens' Assembly made every major decision. It's important to note that the Black Tide draws near and citizens from other city-states join Okuma's political life as the Black Tide draws near. The precious rights of Okuma's original citizens are becoming increasingly diluted. What do you mean? Consequently, voices calling for reforms with the Okuman Citizens' Assembly system grew even louder. Democracy is only one of the consequences of civilization's development, rather than the cause of development. For democracy to be productive, it must appoint different rules for different societies, situations, and issues. No single rule can be optimal for all scenarios. In other words, Okuma's Citizens' Assembly system will continue to evolve as this book is written. Due to time limitations, this publication focuses only on the current Okuman Citizens' Assembly, not its future developments. Readers should bear this limitation in mind. Citizens, citizenship, and citizenship policies of Okuma. Before examining the Okeman Citizens Assembly operational mechanisms and core functions in depth, we must first address the matter of citizens, citizenship rights, and citizenship policies of Okema. The elders have once noted that Okema is a collective of free citizens. Due to the substantial power citizens possess, citizenship qualifications must be strictly regulated to ensure citizens' rights. Discussions on the recognition of naturalized citizens' rights were once the foci of disputation between the leader of the Crisis Heirs and the Council of Elders. As more Amphorian city-states fell over time, and as the Black Tide drew closer, citizenship rights reforms became imperative. Judging from the final outcome, citizens from all city-states have equal citizenship rights in the Holy City and can have equal participation in public matters. While social differences naturally exist between rich and poor, local and travelers, the Holy City of Okema would not allow these social distinctions to become political divisions and will ensure complete political equality among all citizens. Operational mechanisms of the Citizens' Assembly. Barring emergencies, Okema Citizens' Assembly follows strict protocols when it is called. The current Council of Elders, a governmental entity made of representatives of the city-state, posts the upcoming Citizens' Assembly agenda and venue, usually Dawn in the Holy City, at the Wall of Heroes before each meeting. Usually, topics are proposed by Council of Elders members before the assembly and become official assembly items after receiving majority council approval. The council predetermines which matters to address and when. Once confirmed, the council chairman hands over the agenda to the Council of Elders assembly chair, who presides over the meeting. Normally, matters cannot be discussed at the citizens' assembly without prior council review. Council-reviewed matters yield only two outcomes. Either they are already thoroughly discussed and only need citizen votes, or they require citizens to hold debates to reach final resolutions during the assembly. Results are tallied using pottery shards blessed with Kephalis runes, with voting dolia placed throughout Okama during assemblies. After thorough discussion and voting of all proposals, the Council of Elders posts approved decrees at the Wall of Heroes. Core functions of the Citizens' Assembly. The Assembly wields important capacities of legislative power, the appointment of government official, declaring war, conceding peace, and the actual control of armies during wartime. Yet historically and practically, Okema Citizens' Assembly isn't fully controlled and directed by citizens, but rather a means to ensure that elites who represent the majority social interests can effectively manage social matters. In other words, the current system where the leader of the Crisis Heir and the Council of Elders jointly manage Okema was decided by Okeman Citizens Assembly system. Citizens influence policymakers through voting and other means of political participation rather than directly managing social affairs or making political decisions. Appendix. Principal members of the Council of Elders. The Council of Elders is a governmental organization consisting of representatives from Amphoris' city-states. While most are elected by their city-states, some receive direct invitations from current Council of Elders members. That sounds like, what's the word? Nepotism? Authorized by the Citizens' Assembly, they manage various practical affairs within Okama. The most renowned honorary elder is Lycurgus, an Antikytherian, a race that was already nearly extinct before the Crisis War. We had communicated directly with Kefali multiple times. He had communicated directly with Kefali multiple times during the Era Chrysia, and passed the wishes of mortals to Kefali, showing himself as a true Theoros. Lycurgus' neutrality is well noted by all, which explains his frequent selection at the Citizens' Assembly chair. Significantly, Elder Canis has shown great effectiveness in Okema's governance and gathered many followers. Many believe Canis will leverage accumulated resources to challenge the current situation where the Chrysosaurs hold real authority and transform Okema's political structure. Interesting read. Okay, Tanhang. It's just as I suspected. The troubles afflicting the Flame Chain's journey aren't just external issues. The complex internal politics and interpersonal relationships are also exacerbating the problem. We can't let our guard down yet. We have to find out where we stand in this large interwoven web. Okay, let's rest.
Mem nervous.
The trail feels like it's just around the corner. I'm starting to feel nervous. It's not that soon. There are still a few more days until then. It is just an exaggerated figure of speech to express how nervous I'm feeling right now. Let's just hope that everything goes well. After all, as someone who has earned the gaze of an Eon, you should be able to overcome the trial of our original god just fine. We've also unknowingly gotten used to sleeping with the midday sun shining brightly above our heads. Get some rest, Kaelas. Perhaps a new phase of our trailblazing expedition in Amphorius is about to begin. Yeah, get some rest. Fuck. I'm so stressed. A few days later at the Vortex of Genesis. Oh god.
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits.
Ow.
If you have already made your preparations to become a pillar of Amphorius, please, step forward.
If preparations include sleeping, then yes, I've slept.
Accepting a Titan's trial is a very peculiar experience. I'm afraid that I'm not able to accurately describe it. You can only go and experience it for yourself. I believe that you'll be able to pull it off.
Mister, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what I should say to help calm your nerves. Right. Perhaps something like, as long as you can successfully complete this trial, the rest of the Flame Chase journey will be smooth sailing?
Well, how do you know?
No, that sounds a little strange. Don't worry. It won't take up too much of your time. Don't worry. You'll definitely make it back alive?
Cass, you're not good at this.
Oh, sorry. It seems like I've made the mood even heavier. In any case, may everything go your way.
That last one was good.
I can still vividly recall when you entered the Vortex of Genesis for the first time. At that time, I could never have imagined that a guest from beyond the sky would shoulder the fate of Amphorius.
Yeah, remember? Remember when you had me tied up and questioned me like I was a criminal?
Don't feel burdened. Just like during the trial of strife, Trinan and Finan will be waiting for you outside. If something unforeseen were to occur, they will intervene in the trial and rescue you. May Kefali bless you.
Little Gray and Mem, thank you. Your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your pure selflessness and courage. May Kefali light your path forward.
Thank you, Trinan.
Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity, Trailblazer.
I think that's the first time anyone's ever called us Trailblazer with
The divine
voice.
position of Orynyx has already been vacant for some time. We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, will have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely dissipates.
Let's begin.
The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great Vale of Evernight, Orynyx. It shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysosairs, a traveler who is upright and courageous, and a sacred beast that invokes miracles. Mem.
It's also who for me, not that.
Both of you, please, come forward. Recite along with us. O Majesty of the 12
Titans, pillars of the world,
we seek
seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world.
Fill
Our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. I don't think I have gold blood.
These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please, focus.
But it's a valid worry. That's exactly what I was thinking, to be honest. And surrender the core flame. I'm scared, Chad.
Orynyx. Their soul has been waiting for a long time.
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the
Oh,
arrival of
Tanhang
their
is here.
successor.
When did he get here? Wait for my return, my friends. I love all of you. That doesn't seem appropriate for the current mood. So let's just leave the farewells for next time.
Don't worry, you're tougher than I am, right?
Am I? I'm scared, ma'am. Oh god.
Traveler from beyond the sky, let us pray that the Titan acknowledges your worthiness.
Although he loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, his determination is as strong as the Chrysosairs. He will definitely succeed. While he's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
Are you going to plead for an excess life?
Speak. I'm listening.
Slap, slap.
What do you mean slap slap? The sound should be something like not slap slap.
Wake up.
Full words.
How is it? How do you feel?
Will she be able to talk like this all the time? Here? How are you able to talk?
Right? I think that it's amazing too. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I have such a cute voice. It must be because of all the memories that I collected. They allowed me to grow beyond expectations. Also, listen. The words of the Titan are becoming clearer. Mother.
It hurts. Have I finally reached the end? Are the years of isolation coming to an end?
Oryx. Oh, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figure draped in the black cloak robbed them of their core flame, they have been relegated to waiting in isolation in such a confined space. We are going to help alleviate their pain, right?
Well, in the same way that dying alleviates someone who is actively drowning, I suppose.
Memories broken. Mother, where?
Mother? Who are they calling out for?
Their mother? What do you mean, who?
You. It's you. I remember you.
Oh, and now we can understand each other, so why did you say mother when you saw me? Or when you saw my camera, to be honest, actually.
Skyfather has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you.
Does Skyfather refer to Fully? What? The Deaden's words are indistinct. Each syllable emerging from the mist seemed to be cloaked in frost, symbolizing memory.
Skyfather has chosen you.
Who is your mother? A majestic voice pierces through the golden mist, reaching the unseen mountains walls in the distance, reflecting and returning to your ears as an echo. Within the echo, you seemingly could make out the cry of a baby.
Mother is no longer responding.
We've come to you because of something important.
Something important, an important matter.
Oryx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphorius. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Oryx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
Oh, poor child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good rest now.
What's troubling you, big fella?
You have potential, strength, willpower, powerful, and tenacious. But you lack something. Just one thing.
Lacking something. What is it?
I don't have golden blood.
What you lack.
If you say right now what I like is memories, fuck you.
Is
Oh,
a future.
what? What future?
future?
Traveler from the sky. You should have dissipated already.
Alright. Because I touched Castoris, no?
The gaze from Sky Father stabilized your form. Because from the moment you crossed the sky, your life was cast away.
What?
Right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
Excuse me?
What? How is that possible?
Do you mean that I'm already dead?
The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the authority of time. If the pillar is lost, the laws of time will collapse. Amphorius will succumb to eternal disorder.
You still haven't explained things clearly.
Time never compromises, never bears grudges, never forgives, never makes a choice. Child of humanity, Titans, Mother, Sky Father, time restrains everything that exists in this world.
Oryx's divinity is dissipating? Is the trial coming to an end?
Pathstrider of remembrance, my strength, I shall entrust it to you. The fate of the world, if you wish to save it, go and find your future that has been stolen, even if that means you'll have to cheat death. You'll have to challenge that. Hand of shadow, clasped with unyielding fingers.
Before the passing of 15 entry hours, go forth and reclaim your future. What? I have 15 hours? This is the true trial of time. I have 15 hours to do something I have no idea where to begin. What? You're finally awake. I'll keep it simple. You succeeded. Oryx has entrusted you with their divinity. Now you're no different from a demigod of Amphorius. However, Mem has told me about what happened during the trial. They are still explaining things to the others and told me to bring you back to your room to rest first. Don't sigh, Danhong. There's something that I've never told you. When we landed on Amphorius, our car was pierced by Nicador's lance. Do you remember? Back in the ruins of the Abyss. This was what I said. You passed out when our car got hit. I blacked out too, but not before dragging you out. It's a good thing we were in the car or we would have been crushed to pieces. Actually, my account kind of made light of this situation. What actually happened was much more complicated. You were severely injured back then, with several wounds still bleeding profusely. I struggled to carry you out and used the last of my strength to stem the bleeding, but then I was also hit by a falling rock and lost my consciousness. The last time I checked you still weren't breathing, but when I regained consciousness I saw that you were alive and full of energy, so I never brought this up again. Excuse me, so I died and you never told me. Tanhang, I love you, man. But come on, it's my life we're talking about. How exactly did I come back to life? I'm not sure whether the case of Foley had anything to do with this matter, but according to the Titan, you are living in the form of a memory right now, just like those objects of the past in the miracles of Onyx. Perhaps Mem is the anchor rope that ties you to the present. I had assumed they couldn't stray too far from you, but the truth might be the exact opposite. What should we do next? It's not time for us to despair yet. There must be a way to save you. Ornyx mentioned finding your stolen future and cheating death. Considering Mighty's indestructible body, it seems to suggest that there is some kind of miraculous power in Amphorias that can even reverse death. The key seems to lie with the Hand of Shadow, whose whereabouts are unknown.
Hey, are you alright?
Hi Mem, please, I'm so sad. Can you give me a hug?
I heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning. She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her? Thanatos is the Titan that Cass has always been looking for. Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her.
True. Let's go do that then, Kalis.
Oh, right. There's something that I have to tell you. The Chrysosaurs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Why would I? Thanks, now I don't have to tell them myself. You did me a favor.
Mister, I'm right here.
Where is here? You hear soft steps coming closer, one step at a time.
Please stay there and slowly turn around.
No wonder nothing happened when I touched her then. That makes sense. For some reason you feel you have seen this scene before. You want to turn your head, but you glimpse a dash of purple brushing past your face. Then, a chill seeps through your skin, spreading into your veins. Thump, thump. Your heartbeat begins to slow. Spin around immediately and give Gasteris a scare. In the blink of an eye, time seems to have frozen beneath that cold sensation, and you just happen to close your eyes.
Please pardon me.
A subtle fragrance of unnamed flowers fills your senses. Its sweetness makes you forget the need to breathe. You realize you are still alive. No, to be precise, your death was not thorough. The coldness of the initial touch dispersed as quickly as it came, and replacing it is the touch of fingertips, and a tremble born of trepidation that originated from a certain lanky arm. Her quivering finger gently brushed against your cheek, causing a faint tickle. Yep, you can touch me and nothing will happen. Because I'm apparently not alive and I'm just a memory.
Just as I expected. I cannot feel anything.
But I can feel you. Am I really dead?
Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier. Mister, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I hope that you can forgive me.
Why would it offend me?
I'm just thinking, if your soul has really left your body, as a mortician, I might be able to trace where it has gone to.
Cass, did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. Perhaps I have overestimated my capabilities. But, mister, would you be willing to let me try again? This time, I'll increase the area of contact slightly. Perhaps the result might be different this time.
There's no harm in trying again?
I have never touched the living in this way before. If my actions are in any way disrespectful, I hope that you can forgive me.
You keep talking about disrespect. I know what you're trying to do, and you're trying to help me, so it's no disrespect at all. Casteris once again places her palm on your face. Her shivers calm somewhat this time. Did you discover something?
I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is currently roaming someplace and cannot find a way to escape. But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything away. Clues. Just a few more. I need more guidance. The connection has been severed. With my strength, I'm not able to trace it. It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, mister. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos, bring back their core flame, and personally return to you the life that you have lost too soon. I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Before I manage to deliver on this promise, please do your best to hang on. Amphorius needs you.
I'll do my best.
Lady Aglaia and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well. Although, I don't actually know whether your current situation can be described as well. Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that reading this can help tide you through this difficult period.
More species are disappearing.
Lady Aglaia and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the...
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the bath.
Look, light is coming in.
Hello.
they're here.
That partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. How do you feel?
She can even take the pulse of someone who's dead.
That's the medical prowess of the Twilight Courtyard. Amazing, isn't it?
You've completed the trial of time. And I have to admit that the process went better than I expected. Even in the end, that Titan's heart still showed a soft spot for humankind. However, I never expected that. Two people who have cheated death would appear in Akima at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, Anaxa. We're the same, you and me.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body? If there were even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now.
Many have had this idea, but so far, there have been no results. If it were successful, Thanatos wouldn't have disappeared without a trace. Nevertheless, now is not the time for us to give up. At the very least, we can still see a glimmer of hope. Cypher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of death, it would be her.
How come?
I'll try and get her to return to Akima, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of Amphorius, no one has ever managed to escape the clutches of death. At the end of time, Thanatos silently awaits all.
Is he supposed to be comforting?
Don't take it to heart, partner. After all, you've already created countless miracles along the way, right?
But before that, just
What's wrong, Aglaya?
omens always come in pairs. A tiny air current will eventually brew into a storm that tears the sky apart. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with the Council of Elders.
In the end, it has still come down to this.
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finan. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer.
Not long ago.
I'm back here again.
Huh? Oh, right.
I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh. The crowd of travelers leaves tracks everywhere.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where in Amphorius are we?
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land? And how do I find them?
Hand of Shadow.
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this possibly be the Netherrealm?
Not Netherrealm.
Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Netherrealm? Are you heading downstream toward the Netherrealm?
The Netherrealm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you. Me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There. A massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it, deep within the tides, beyond the closed gates of the void world. A voice, about to recount something.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with such urgency? Oh, you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal realm.
Click W.
Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with a mortal body.
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best, you'll see 15 more entry hours.
Well, what a coincidence.
15 days and nights.
Oh, right, because the entry hour is the morning, or well, the morning. Um, right, so it's 15 days, not 15 hours literally, but well, I was going to say, well, who says you have 15 mornings left? And well, I mean, that's fair.
What is it? Are you finally starting to become attached to the mortal world now?
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little too long for solving a singular problem.
What do you mean?
Stop giggling. It's time for us to go. The messenger from the Council of Elders is almost here.
Let me ask you one more question. Are you really planning to betray Aglaya's will?
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with?
What about that white-haired student of yours? Acting so recklessly, do you not care about what might happen to him?
Not really.
There will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is also a lesson for Finan.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
Let me see.
Looks like it's not a bad time for a performance.
My love. Whoa. Okay. Wait, actually, I can just do this and save me time, which right now is important.
All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence.
Huh. What's that? Ball. Oh, I see. Let me take a picture of this because it's quite interesting.
All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence.
Okay, thanks. Do that again.
This magic trick.
Mom, I love him.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Inexagaris.
Excuse me. A robot?
It's been a while, Lord Inexagaris.
Okay, Ratio, explain yourself. What's this?
I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima and express my deepest regret about what happened at the Grove of Epiphany.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
Bowing carefully into Lantern above, I have come as a testament to the justice of the Council of Elders.
Oh, this is the dude they were talking about. What was his name? I completely forget. But the one that they said that there are different species and that they talked with carefully all the way back in the era Chrysia. I don't remember his name.
There are Antikytherans here?
That's his
They've been
species.
a rare sight ever since the Chrysos War.
Apparently he's the only one left.
I extend to you my utmost respect, revered Titan. I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima, and as the Theoros, I stand to protect the right of all upright citizens to express themselves freely.
Yeah, this dude. Lygas is easier.
You can see them too?
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from afar. If necessary, Lord Anaxagoras, I can sever the golden thread to protect your fundamental rights.
This is very interesting. It reminds me of the Vortex of Genesis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words. They shall serve only to unveil her own folly.
May I interpret this as you having a countermeasure?
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. A truth she undoubtedly comprehends. While I, Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly, have long known the extent of your abilities. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way.
So you can't extend the same thing that you asked for yourself to someone else? You called him by his nickname, not his full name. But you expect everyone to call you by your full name. Okay.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally. She's been waiting. Follow me, please.
Okay. Wanted to check there was no more dialogue.
Is there something on your mind, Lord Anaxagoras?
Nothing, really. It's just a question.
Oh wait. How can I check?
For the Titans, does the falling equate to death?
Ah, a pondering truly deep. Time is on our side. Do you mind sharing your reflections with me?
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise, Kefali has yet to meet theirs. Their journey continues unhurriedly along this long path.
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes, for dying implies an ongoing process, an action,
whereas death signifies a static state, a definitive termination. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death. The notion of their fall is but a misinterpretation born of mortal ignorance.
Ah, an intriguing concept, albeit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained a profound silence ever since the era Arasa, while scholars and priests alike have conveyed the message of the gods' imminent fall.
I can't help but feel that this is applicable also in Genshin, if you follow where I'm going.
Perhaps the gods in their arrogance deemed it beneath them to reveal their perspectives to mortals.
Could you elaborate on your statement?
Circes, the kin of the Sky Father as recounted in myths, now resides within my brain. Were I to inquire, Kefali would have no cause to refuse.
Oh.
That very well could be true. But what if the world-bearing Titan still chooses to remain silent?
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphorius are nothing more than pitiful jests.
It's worth a try. I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruits of your theory and the change it may bring to this imperiled world.
The voice acting work on this guy is reminding me a lot of Clothar Alberic. Like the whole uneasy feeling that I get when I'm listening to him, and the shaky breaths and stuff.
Because I completely concur with you on this aspect. If the Titan has indeed met their end, any response from them would be impossible. Please, Professor.
Excuse me?
The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane clamor of the Marmorial Palace, with entry permitted only to the invited. Only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them I've received priests, scholars, warriors, and now we even have the honor to be in the presence of a Titan. Oh, what a joyous occasion.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. Kindly wait for a moment. A soldier will be here to guide you shortly. In the meanwhile, you're welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain within the guard's view. Delaying the crucial meeting is something none of us wish to see, I presume.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need to emphasize that.
As you wish. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns.
I know very well what I'm doing.
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite intrigued to see how the children of humanity beyond the grove perceive another Titan.
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent activities first.
Be aware, I can hear you perfectly well from here.
Whoa. This place is crazy. Oh, holy candle. I need to be back here with Kayla later.
Go melt it down.
What do you mean melt it down? It's rewards.
I suppose I can just ignore this.
What do you mean ignore this? Brother. You're such a party pooper.
Professor Anaxa! Over here!
Wait a minute. Let me check the range. Not bad. But there's better. Hey.
Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide. To find you here safe and sound, thank the fates.
Yeah, safe and sound is subjective.
You could say it's the fates toying with us.
It's only the Krymnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that gladly. So, are you here to report the incident to the council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akuma would be next in line, even with the demigod of strife standing alongside humankind.
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the calamity alone. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akuma, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents. They might well make their move at the upcoming Citizens' Assembly.
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists. Thank you for your honesty, virtuous student.
Being an opportunist could very well be a facet of wisdom.
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself? I've had enough of your prattling.
I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground between both factions, so I came to listen in. But it seems as though this Kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaya. If so, why do you want to work with her? Could it be that perhaps you've decided to readily surrender this hollow shell of yours, just because you feel like death is fast approaching?
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what you truly think.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to need my shadow to step here and then no, here first and then here. Oh. Shit. There we go.
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems.
Looks
Yes.
like my presence here is quite unwelcome. I suppose I can just ignore this.
Stop trying to ignore rewards. There we go.
Anaxagoras, I thought that you had died to the Black Tide, just like the other scholars.
As Kephales's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not worthy of respect from the Supreme Being. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself. I am no longer that altar servant from years ago who could only acquiesce to the commands of others. Now, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by a creation titan. As I see it, a dead titan can't provide you with this level of confidence, right? Then who is it exactly? Could it be kindness?
You. Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now. Leave immediately, and don't impede us from receiving the Supreme Being's blessings.
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that kindness is indeed quite sincere toward us. Perhaps this affair will proceed smoother than I had anticipated.
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. As expected of one of Kephales's followers.
Are you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course. As a believer of the God of Deliverance, it is only natural that he detests evil.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter to yourself like some sort of madman and disturb my meditation.
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Are you saying, can I die soon?
Oh, my. Could it be that the great tree painted in this mural is actually depicting me?
Maybe. Could be. What's this? Oh. I see. Is that supposed to be Akula?
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Circe's.
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit, to symbolize how they shared their knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness indeed.
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
Of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
So are you saying that you think of yourself as pretty?
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawn-Cloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old? 2 years old? Oh my! Even a member of the preeminent 7 sages must hug his droma stall to sleep? How interesting.
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right?
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Akama?
No, they are dying in Okama.
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, fuck. 5 years old.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
This... Could this be the inception of your research into alchemy?
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of Thelesis' theory as well.
Oh, I remember that person. He was the one to come up with the concept of souls, right?
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, and transformation of matter, all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that... Since all living things stemmed from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest?
Anaxa, you...
I did it, teacher!
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye.
Excuse me. You did what?
Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final time. Nothing more.
You truly are insane.
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue Thalesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be futile.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of the souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical world upside down.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours? However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related at all.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means, correct?
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of wisdom? Your followers are going to be sorely disappointed by this.
I'm not sure she's saying a lack of wisdom, but a lack of memories.
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all.
Agreed.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical questions.
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes, onlookers see most clearly.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa.
I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium of reflective thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but time is of the essence. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival, so please depart forthwith.
It's finally time.
Carefully. The one who created the world, and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you?
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against that Lady Goldweaver.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Your nickname is Dromus as well? You must really like those creatures.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs, and it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there are only right and wrong perspectives, neither of which can coexist with the other.
What radical thinking. I guess this is why the children of humanity always squabble with each other.
How boring.
You seem to be avoiding that Goldweaver person. Why don't you address her face to face?
I have nothing to talk about with her. Since you're in my brain, you can look for the reason yourself.
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed guests.
Lord Anaxagoras, oh, I've heard so much about you. Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who's not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
These feeble scholars, I swear to God.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to.
I don't think she's endeavoring to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, but you do you, I guess.
As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world, geniuses and dimwits.
You would be so happy to meet Dr. Ratio.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history.
15 days, huh?
May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Is that really possible?
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
No, there's no such thing as coincidences, lady.
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have, as expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely. as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
Well, I would say that humanity is subjectivity. So, if she doesn't have any more humanity left, then all that remains is objectivity and rationality. To be human is to have feelings, though.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom.
Let's begin then.
Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more? Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing.
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city?
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Grove was attacked, I have become the de facto leader of the Grove. The Council of Elders needs more backing if it wishes to topple Aglaya. And it's evident that the Academy wields considerable influence. At the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time. Of course, this also means that I will hold a crucial vote at the Citizens' Assembly.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its fairness, and that fairness is built on a foundation of sincerity. The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see then.
Ah, I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after, hmm?
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
Brother, this is so trippy. Is that a core flame? Yeah, that looks like Kefali's core flame. What? It's so readily available. What?
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
I guess, my dude.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world which is on the brink of destruction.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn Cloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues from him.
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting to hear something nice from you.
Yeah, you are.
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time you get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Is that... Cersei's? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Where did that go? I wanted to check it out.
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias! My dude.
Nias. I know I've heard this name somewhere.
It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Cersei's. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
This is a departed spirit?
So you won't let me do it. Oh wow, I got Cersei's. Blessing.
melted down. You two again.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Wait a goddamn minute. What do you mean a demigod?
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Well, chaos reminds me of trickery out of the ones that we have available.
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Chaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments.
Yeah, but we see her too, and we see her the same way that you do.
Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing.
Oh god, there are more.
I suppose I can just ignore this.
There are more everywhere I look. Hello? Well. Huh. And now what? Okay, so I was right, more or less. Fuck. Yeah, no. I have to do that again. Need him to fall, that's for sure. I need him here, so this would be it, normally. But no way. Let me do this again. Let's do this instead. Ugh, wait, I don't think that's good enough. No. Oh wait. That worked. Perfect.
So, we meet again. I'm sure you wouldn't mind a snooping ear.
But before that, I'm going to the bathroom. Be right back.
All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin, and are made of the same essence. things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence.
I'm back.
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Fuck. I feel the need to review our whole time with her when she was calling herself Calypso.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Xerxes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Xerxes? They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now. The land of the dead.
I just saw one of these but on a pillar, but I don't know how to get there.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too?
Okay, I feel like we're establishing the samsara.
Not too shabby. Useful for alchemy.
Oh, you aren't going to ignore that one? Devoted emissaries, heretical scholars, the lost wanderer and the desperate outlaw. At the edge of divinity, we look up in awe. In a fleeting moment of terror, the long road behind fades from memory.
We're here. Finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless.
All of you?
Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? Huh? So, I'm back here again. This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Yes, I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
There we go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Your sister, you say?
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Circe's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important, because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
What are you thinking about?
Just amazed at how this towering tree is Circe's divine body. It's a majestic sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the great tree.
Merely something from the past that I won't go into.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars, and their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree, because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot.
You're a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the recent Titan. That's rather counterintuitive.
Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local god.
But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Gray would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most of this trip, and keep a lookout for any document related to the Test Titan. They could be useful to Kalis.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
The silence in here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars would easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. How to live Amphorius. In the myths, Aquila, the Titan who reigns over the domain of the sky, is a colossal bird that overlooks the world beneath them with 100 eyes. As long as they continue to soar above the clouds, the people of Amphorius will remain trapped on the ground. Hyacinth's forebears were priests who worshipped Aquila. Nobody is more familiar with the taboos of the Sky Titan than her. Seeing how Aglaya sent her here as a guide, it's possible that she plans to have Hyacinth take on a trial in the future. Amphorius' Titan mythology. In Amphorius, Titans are a common topic of discussion. People create myths that, in turn, conceive Titans. It's a tricky task to keep an objective view when among the people of Amphorius. Is there a way to step out of the situation and look at it from a different perspective? What? Titans and Eons. Titans and Eons are two distinct classes of beings. Titans can communicate with us humans, and it is not impossible for us to overpower them. Upon their demise, we can even take over their divinity. In this regard, Titans can be said to be a lot more similar to humans than Eons are. The Chrysosaurs and their demigods. The Chrysosaurs are humans who possess heroic qualities, with most of them demonstrating extraordinary combat prowess and strength. Upon clearing a core flame trial, a Chrysosaur can even ascend to a demigod and inherit a Titan's divinity. Wait, something about that feels off. Is this a selection process of some sort? Guided by the prophecy, the heroes are on a quest to reclaim core flames and usher their era nova. Their efforts have seen gratifying results to date. As I expected, the prophecy is the hardest to make any sense of. But with barely any information to go on, no matter how much I ruminate on it won't yield any results. I should leave this for another time. Kalos' plight. Nobody could have ever imagined that Kalos' life would be forfeited the moment we landed on Amphorius. I should have done more to keep him safe, but it's not too late. We still have a fighting chance. The unique rules that govern life and death on Amphorius might just work in our favor and save him. The Grove is a veritable library of knowledge. Maybe they'll have records on a similar case. Please let there be one. Enough musing for now, it's time to move. The clock is ticking. I should search for clues as I move. The night sky feels unusual, now that I've gotten used to the eternal light of Okama. Funny. A trial done, huh? Wait, where am I going? Black monsters are twisted in form, and their life has turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they were still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. It does look different from the Titan King from up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? The Scholars Debates 1. A recorded debate between Venerationist and Nusporist scholars. Most of it is illegible, leaving only fragments of dialogue. Venerationist scholar. We all recall that state that dared to touch the sky. But what were they really? Just blind masses manipulated by ambitious politicians who dared to challenge the Titan's authority. Are they talking about Atis Elysiae? A completely meaningless attempt, an absolute mistake. Newsbury scholar. You venerationists have bowed to the Titans for so long, you've forgotten a scholar's true purpose? Making a mistake does not mean the act was meaningless. Even those students new to the Grove understand this from basic logic lessons. An entire city-state reduced to ashes proved the skyship's construction was a mistake. To me, that's precisely the meaning they achieved through sacrifice. Venerationist scholar. Am I hearing this right? Such a statement. Are you converting to venerationism? Newsbury scholar. No, I'm simply examining the matter from another perspective. Legible content ends here. As expected, the Grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Aglaya also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us, a memory I'd rather forget. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed.
Existence is unity. All will be swept away by the wind.
It's on me. Watch your head.
Forever doomed! Through my blood, burn it all! I'll accept your punishment.
Spend freely. As if victory were ever in doubt.
I guess. It's just standing there.
Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
No dirty tricks on my bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Burn it all!
That's Hyacinth? Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? As much faith as I have in her, it's probably a good idea to help her out here.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
I can't tell if you're serious or not, but being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now let's get him.
Aw, we don't get even a peek of what she does. Like, you know when they put the extra thingy here that you press R
It's on me.
to use.
Watch your head. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Burn it up. I'll accept your punishment.
This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
The Scholar's Debate too. Euthyphro, I suppose. Euthyphro. Well then, enlighten me. What exactly do you mean by examining from another perspective? Simple, you see. When we stand normally, the sky is above. When we stand on our heads, it's below our feet. I don't even want to know what kind of situation inspired you to make such exalted theories. By the way, I have a student who loves to write satirical comedies and once wrote about a fool who could not figure out a question no matter what. As I said, there's no reasoning with you venerationists. You're like Dromases, huge yet always gazing downward at the earth, while I want to be the wasp that stings the Dromas. What if that state's tyrant's defeat simply proved that among all paths to Aquila, the skyship was the wrong one? Anaxagoras, you impious blasphemer, mark my words, you will eventually answer for your sacrilege. I doubt your students, or that young teaching assistant girl, have any idea what secret research you're truly conducting. What if that state tyrant's defeat simply proved that among all paths to Aquila the skyship was the wrong one? I think I would need to know more. Anaxagoras. He's the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Finon said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
I picked up a scroll on my way here too. It looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look.
Hyacinth combines both records together.
By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Who are the Venerationists?
The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
A very illustrative explanation, thank you. Was it a mistake to build the skyships?
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini treaty cannon could slip past their watch.
That was a joke, right? What is Anaxa's field of study?
Newsporists primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something, then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
Stop it. Stop it right now. I don't have any more questions.
Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps, to him, the crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the skyship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself. It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can on the Titans for now. There's something else that's caught my attention though. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
What are you thinking?
It takes time and patience for a seed to grow.
Oh, wait. Oh. Wait, I didn't have enough. I thought I did. Let me change some things around. Because I finally got E6 yesterday. So fuck, all of these suck. But I think I gave all of my Gallagher pieces to Ron May, so I just have to get them back. This one is fine. Is it? Huh. Yeah, it's fine. Brother. This'll suck. Can you give me any break effect? Thank you. One measly break effect. Ugh. Anyways, I always have trouble remembering which button it is to get here, because
Show me some of that
Genshin,
trailblazing strength again.
in Genshin it's L and here it's T, so I always get confused. I mean, I would love to put Caster's, but she's level 40. But I want to try her out. I don't think there's any.
My curse is a blessing on the battlefield.
I don't think there's any bosses around, so I think we're fine.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here.
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum Kremnos?
Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that.
Agreed. This place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. There are still several more scrolls strewn up all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way nothing will be overlooked. Let me look at her idols. This is the first time I have her in my party, so...
Oh. Oh.
Oh. More spacious. Is this enough space? What? How much space do you need? Well, this place is pretty small, I suppose, then. Oh. Well. These are complaint letters from the scholars about Anaxagoras the blasphemer. There's a thick stack of letters. Based on the dust accumulated and the perfectly intact seals, the complainee did not even bother opening them and just chucked them aside into a corner. This is about Anaxa? I should read this. Hyacinth, you should come have a look too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him? I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the great performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the grove. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? Yes. As told in the myths, the seas, the skies, and the earth are all beyond the shadow of a doubt creations of the Titans.
Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
That's a serious allegation. Did he really do that?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?
No.
It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that titans are meant to be noble constructs.
But he didn't say that the Titans are not noble rings louder in this case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic.
Wait a second. Is Hyacinth's voice actor British as well? The way she said grove right here was weird.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved.
Resolved as well.
But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research,
in the grove.
Despite being regarded as a heretic.
Actually, she's Scottish. I really pride myself on knowing, being able to tell where someone is from their accent, so I kinda wanna look it up, and I will. We don't know. But apparently people commented on it before me, so... She's also Lilia in LOL. Really? No wonder. It was like, this sounds Scottish. Holly Earl. No, not share. I meant search. Oh. She's from London? Well, I guess we'll see. She's not confirmed. It's someone who thinks she sounds like Lilia, so...
By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate.
She does sound like Lilia, to be honest.
I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
These trees, they're like a maze. Oh. So if I go away for like a second, they assume that I don't want to anymore.
This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the black tide destroy it all?
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking bright as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Excuse me. These are the materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan creations, the universality of the soul, alchemy doctrine, and so on. Most of the materials look to be within the research domain of the New Sporist school of thought. However, a document titled A Study on the Chrysos Heir's Background is mixed within. A hastily written journal. The Holy Maiden of Janessopolis, Tribi, Trian, and Trinon, descendants of the Holy Maiden from the Temple of the Three Fates. Goldweaver Aglaya of Okama, from the Nestia priestly family. The Prince of Castrum Kremnos, Hyacinth of the Twilight Courtyard. All of their ancestry have varying degrees of connection to the Divine Titans or their divine authorities. Does the Golden Blood come from the heritage of priest families or royal bloodlines? Anaxagoras, I myself show no such connection. Kefali the Creator, what criteria did they use to create the Golden Blood to shape the Chrysos heirs? Yet Castor is the servant of death from Idonia. Her lineage is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked the earth for at least a millennium with the power to grant death to humans. Where did this power come from? Another text speaks of the dragon legends of Styxia. The alchemical extraction of soul ripped from dragon corpses is intriguing. Dragons appear to be the Titan's creations. Perhaps there's a way to reverse the process, using alchemy to refuse human souls with Titan creations, increasing the purity and divinity of golden blood toward the absolute. This theory must be tested, experiments to be arranged.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Okama and... me?
This journal contains several intriguing points. Creations of Titans. From the Abyss of Fate to Castrum Kremnos, I've seen many a Titan creation during my time in Amphorius. Lifeforms created by Circes can also be found in the Grove. But fusing them with human souls, using through alchemical means, I can't even begin to imagine. The Chrysos heirs. Anaxa seems to hold special interest in the divinity coursing through the Chrysos heirs' veins, and has even conducted a thorough investigation into the heroes' backgrounds.
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus, considering that the new Sporists have crafted omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, It also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
Anaxa's research. Through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood in the Chrysos heirs to a degree of purity equal to divinity. This must be what he means by close to true purity, but treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments. That's rather extreme.
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
A hastily written journal too. Judging from what's left behind, the important alchemical formulae have been taken away. Only the author's reasoning remains. The previous approach has flaws. Fusing human souls with Titan creations does not purify golden blood. Even pure Titan creations are contaminants to the Chrysos heirs' golden blood. Soul fusion between humans and creations merely repairs impurities of the soul or maintains a connection to dying souls. While creation myths tell us that Chrysos heirs and other creations were all made by Titans, their nature differs fundamentally. The Titans' creations are no intermediate products of an alchemical process, and the Chrysos heirs are closer to the Titans than the creations. In other words, I should not have considered Titan creations equal to Chrysos heirs. The hypothesis I should focus on is one pointed towards the Titans themselves. Such rare chances to study Titans demand a meticulous selection of research subjects. Living Titans prove impossible to restrain, and dead Titans offer no insights worth pursuing. But dying Titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the fundamentals of creations can we ensure perfection at the moment of everything's birth. Through my own hands I will melt a Titan and reach the true essence of the soul.
My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now.
Does he want to create a new Titan? I mean, create a Titan and probably make himself the Titan, at least in these circumstances. I don't know if that was his original plan.
Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something.
What's wrong?
Do you remember? When the black tide was approaching, the Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process.
But Cersei took over his body and resurrected him, which led to the situation we're in now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
I'd put my theories to the test, no matter the cost.
Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Cersei would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like what? There's only one Titan left in the world now.
No. No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxa is an Okama now, then that means...
He's after Kefali.
Yeah, of course.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick.
Oh, wait. Does he mean...
The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why do you do that?
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself.
Wow. So Anaxa managed to get a Venerationist to blaspheme? Wow.
But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just, as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more?
Become a Titan yourself?
The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Xerxes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one.
Wait, so here is Nous, Fully, and some other path. So Nous matches up with Circes pretty well. But then we have Fully, the Eon of Remembrance, and another one. Now, in that memory we saw Naias, who would go on to become the Titan of Strife. Strife doesn't match up with Remembrance at all. But I also can't say what it does match up with, you know? And they were waiting for the one who would become, I mean, they were waiting for Kefali, let's say it like that. But world bearing, I guess world bearing does kind of match up with Remembrance. Anyways, let's keep going. I don't have enough info right now.
Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that.
Well, following his logic, then Thanatos should already be dead.
But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
No. But he knows about souls.
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
In the meantime,
I have news from Hyacinth and Danheng. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you are to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
We will be waiting here for your good news.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
Wow, these people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while.
Hello, Oleg of Amphorius.
What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
It would be hard not to notice thunderclaps in broad daylight.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the council.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Krateros.
Finally, I have control again. Well, I have to leave right now. In fact, I'm 20 minutes later than I expected to be, so... Only because I could not get control of my character. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here for now. For today, in fact. I don't think I'll have the time to come back. So, we'll continue this tomorrow at the same time that I started the stream today. And so on and so forth until we finish it. Although, no wait. Well, tomorrow I have to leave at the same time as today, actually. But then I can come back later. Tomorrow I have more time. So, yeah. That's it for me for now. I'll continue building Castris to hope that I can play with her soon. So, yeah. Goodbye everyone. Have a great day.